Hey lovers, I want to continue with the 21 things that mom or dad never taught you about sex. And today are bodily fluids, the exchange of bodily fluids and how this can impact us. So not only are you impacted by the exchange of saliva in an awesome kissing makeout session, but if you're going to exchange other fluids, you are going to receive the information of this person, the whole kind of matrix of who they are. And depending on how sensitive you are and how aware you are of it, you may not notice it at all. You may notice just something little, something kind of, I'm not sure what that is. Or you may notice a whole gamut of stuff the next day or then the few days after. Usually, you're gonna notice the next day. And I'd love for people to be more conscious of this because of course this wasn't communicated to me. And I think tons of people kind of have a sense of it, but don't really know it today. So good information for us to have just in making choices, because if you're going to go out and have whatever casual encounters, you just want to be aware that I'm taking in all of who that person is, and I might have the consequences of the next few days feeling who knows what. So you can still do that and just go ahead and then deal with the consequences after. And it might be all worth it, and that's awesome. And if we're in long-term relationship too, or just a steady relationship, you might notice when your partner was angry in a moment or really stressed, and you might notice that you feel that later after your exchange, or you feel it quite strongly, certainly after a physical exchange. So good for us to know in terms of how we can make decisions about when we want to have those exchanges. We don't want to stop doing that. It's awesome, and we can be actually really strengthened by them too. But there's certain times where you don't necessarily want to take in somebody else's anger or stress and the beauty of love and orgasm and a deep sexual connection, it can actually transform that stuff too. So I'm not saying you would never do that, for sure. If you go into that consciously and want to move it, then that's also beautiful. But I want you, just because I would have wished it for myself, I want you to be aware of what you're taking in, the whole matrix of that other person when you're exchanging fluid. So take that and run with it. The whole series on Instagram if you want more of the 21 things. Happy loving.